Hey kids, welcome to another episode of Glen Yaps. My voice is a little raspy today just because we did 3 nights of playing live with the band. So we're sitting behind my Maryland drum set, which is basically a Yamaha power recording drum set from 1987. Some people asking about my pad setup here, what the deal is with it. I've explained it before, but I've got it fired up right now. And basically what we're going to do, just going to show you some of the program sounds that I'm using currently for a project. I'm doing a song called Witchcraft, and it's not for the Halloween that's coming up. Witchcraft is a song I wrote, gotta be maybe 20 years ago. I never totally finished it. It's just an instrumental, but it's got keyboard parts in it, and the keyboard parts are actually, some of them, not all, but some of the accent keyboard stuff is actually played in real time by me through the pads. And then there's, on the original demos I did, I had programmed keyboards doing the bass and stuff, but that's going to be real bass. So anyways, and then if you ever saw me playing with the band Rainhorses many years ago, I use this pad exclusively for all percussion. We were an acoustic, slightly electric band, so acoustic guitars, the odd time we'd throw in the electric guitar. But any percussion pieces like congas, bongos, and a whole bunch of the other gamut of percussion. I didn't want to carry all this stuff on stage, because a lot of times we're doing opening slots for bands, and the time turnover between bands, you can't set all that stuff up and you can't mic it all. So it was best to just have all the toys in one box basically. So I had the basic kit that they supplied at these shows where we were playing for like Great Big Sea or Colin James and stuff. So you couldn't do the long changeover like you wanted. That's the downfall of being an opening act. So I learned a lot of the stuff to do with the pad, so there's congas and all that fun stuff. But with some of the Rainhorse stuff, I programmed sounds that were strictly to the Rainhorses, and I'll demonstrate. There's still some in there. I can't remember all. I'll do one little section. There's a song we used to do called Brave New Energy, and I used to put this little cool little double triple slap thing in there. I don't even know if I can remember how to play it. It's been, almost 3 decades. But anyway, so the song Witchcraft, we've got keyboard hits here, I think, in this one. Oh no, wait, I'm up in the wrong. I think I've got the Rainhorse one on here, so yeah. So those sounds right there, you'll hear in the song called Brave New Energy if you have the CD or if you've seen any live video of us on YouTube. So I'm actually playing the kit, and these are just accents with my left hand while I play the kit with the right. I can demonstrate that. I'll do the demonstrations after. I'll do my yapping first. Anyways, so we'll go up to a different bank. Now I created all those chords, and you can put them into pitch. You can tune them. Then you've got some percussion pieces. And then these can be sounds. I don't think I have, I have 2 vibra slaps at the same for that. But usually I just use one. But you can program these to the brain. These plug into the back of this, and you can make them whatever you want. These are actually home built. I built these. These are metal boxes I welded together. These little pads are basically just trigger pads, and they got a little piezo element, which is kind of the same thing it's in doorbells and that kind of thing. Door buzzers, sorry. Anyways, the simplest thing, these piezo elements. And you used to be able to buy them at Radio Shack for like $3 for different sizes, diameter. Anyways, yeah, so I built the boxes, and they've got a bar on them, and I run the wires through them. You can see a little bit of the wire here where I plug in these. But these pads are actually from a toy Mattel game that had 4 pads on it, and I just took the pads off and mounted them on this so I can put each one individually wherever I want it. I only have 3 on here, so you can hear it firing the sound. And then I took another piezo element right here. It's kind of taped up, very primitive. This is now just a regular bar, an old cymbal stand I cut, and I put rubber on it. So there's inner tube stuff from a bicycle. So I can trigger sounds out of that just by hitting this. And you can set the sensitivity. This is just a little bit off, but you can set the sensitivity for each single pad. So for all these 8 pads, all the 8 pads, I can set the sensitivity. So I mean, I haven't used a lot of these sounds in a long time for live purposes. So, but when I'm jamming down here, I'll try and get it that I have congas or bongos, and I just play them with my left hand over here. It's just fun to do. You get your left hand working and trained to do a little more than just hit a snare drum every 2 and 4 of a bar. So most of the stuff I made, buying the stuff is expensive, even though now I have an electronic kit and I could incorporate the real pads on this kit. And it would be nice to do. Like, I would like to put the electronics facing this way behind me, so I could just actually turn around and just play the electronics. Kind of like the Neil Peart thing, I guess, but not as elaborate as him. I just want them for accents and stuff. So the cool thing about this pad 11 is I've got it linked up to this keyboard. This is a PV DPM4. Old school keyboard, but I love it. It's got great sounds. So what I can do is I have certain, well, what I used to do is I would have one of these pads assigned to send the signal to the keyboard, and it would just trigger a keyboard phrase. So I think I've only got a few left in the keyboard. I think one is Lorelei by Styx. It was just something I was trying with a band, and we never end up going through with it. So you're not playing to a click track. You have a click track to start the song, and when I hit the pad, you're basically in time with the click track at the start, and then after that you basically hope you're in the right tempo. You got a pretty good meter, should be fine. Bands do that all the time. They don't always follow clicks all the way through. They use a click to start it, and anything else is just accents on these electronic pads and stuff. Even the keyboard phrase. If the keyboard phrase is really long, depending on the memory on the keyboard, you're listening to it anyways, so it can keep you in time while the phrase is going. But if you miss the pad and not hit it on time, then you're definitely in a train wreck situation. That's why, for me, like, sequencing is way better, just playing to a click track from beginning to end. And that's what I've done for a lot of my bands. We just program the keyboards. Done that for years, no issues. But once in a while, you don't need to be sequenced through everything, and you just need like you know, 1 or 2 songs where the keyboard track might be just minimal, but it is a portion of the song, so you just make sure you're in time at the start and kind of hope it all works out. And you just hit the pad when you need the keyboards triggered. So anyways, so for my song Witchcraft, these chords, they're triggered while I'm playing the drums. So I mean, I have to hit them, but I'm playing stuff with my right hand also. And I'll include just the raw demo of me actually playing this entire part together. I haven't worked on it in a little while yet, but took a breather from it. And these are just sound effects to go in that song also. And I believe I do incorporate that one. So I'll give you a kind of a demo here. So I'm going to move the camera around. So everybody asks about this, what do I use this pad for? I used to use it as a drum set. Set it up. I have a pedal for it. There's pedals right here. I don't think it's plugged in right now. But right there, that pedal's got a trigger on it. And it triggers, I can trigger a kick drum or whatever I want with my foot. There's also a hi-hat pedal. So normally that kick drum, if I'm playing the regular drum set, that kick drum would be on the inside here. And then I would have a hi-hat pedal, which is not here right now. It's in the other storage area. So I could play an electronic kick and hi-hat and hit a snare up here. So you could have all that retro shit. So I wasn't using it so much for that. I was basically trying to learn ostinato patterns and just having cool different sounds coming out of there while I did the ostinatos. I won't get into what ostinatos are. It'll probably just bounce off your head anyways. So anyways, I'm going to try this. So hopefully I don't go deaf because it's pretty loud. I normally have this going through the soundboard and into my headphones, but so you guys can hear it, I've got a little powered monitor back here, which is what I used to use back in the day. So this is part of the phrasing in Witchcraft. Okay, I'm going to do it slow. Hopefully you can see it here. So this is one of the phrases. kind of like it for part of it. Okay, so here's our Rainhorses Brave New Energy. It's been like 3 decades since I played this, so the song was pretty straight. I think it was faster. Anyways, you get the idea. So that's the scoop. Oh yeah, I'll do the keyboard phrase one. I won't play in time to it, but I'll just do the pad part with the keyboard. And you just kind of play along with it. So that's a Lorelei keyboard. So hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.